What is up, everybody? We're back with a Bravo Zulu live episode this Friday evening. And I got a new friend that I just made about 10 minutes ago. He just walked in the garage. And a brother chief that's on his way to retirement. I was introduced to him really just now. But a mutual friend that he serves with, that I served with briefly before we were broken up and sent to different commands, because that's the LCS way. Fuck yeah, fuck you. But I'm joined tonight by Alex. Alex, thanks for stopping by. I know it was quite a drive for you. Yeah, man. Hey, like, cool to meet you, bro. Right? Like, this is pretty dope. I always find it interesting making new friends and having people on the podcast. And we talked a little bit before just about like how this is gonna be your podcast. So you can talk about whatever you want. We'll just make it live, make it good. There's always these little flies in here. They drive me fucking crazy. I'm sorry, people. I can't help it though. But Alex, go ahead and kick us off, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What brought you to the Navy, how long you've been in, any kind of Navy talk you want to do, and then let's get on with where you're at, where you're going, and do the Bravo Zulu way. Go ahead, man.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here. So, hey, this is a cool setup. You got
I appreciate it. Appreciate
cool spread. You got the pops on the wall.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You know, it's visually, it's beautiful in here.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
your
man.
Logos. Like,
yeah.
You really got a whole thing going here, man. I'm just happy to just be a little bit of a part of it.
Oh man, I appreciate it. It's guests like you and the other ones that kind of keep this dream alive. I've said it plenty of times, but like you keep my dream alive. So yeah, man, like I appreciate that. Those words humble me, man. That's dope. Thank you.
No worries. So, Alex, everyone knows me as Alex, you know, and I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Born and raised in the South.
Mm-hmm.
All around the Atlanta area up until I was 18. And then my mom was basically like, look, it's time to go. Like, you can't just stay here, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have three siblings, and by the time I turned 18, like, my older brother was off the rails, my younger brother was off the rails, and my mom was like, you know, my sister, she was hanging 10, but you know, my mom was like, you know what, you gotta go. And honestly, I didn't want to go. I had all my friends, you know,
yeah.
I had planned to go to college. I had a real like piece of shit car that I worked on all the time, right?
Yeah.
And one day, right, this is how I ended up starting this, letting the I'm trying to think of what the old Navy slogan was, let the journey begin.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Yep.
So this is how I ended up letting the journey begin. I'm under my piece of shit car, right? It's an 83 Chevy Impala.
Okay.
Big block on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Bad alternator and a bad radiator. I get the alternator fixed. I'm under there with the radiator. I get the radiator from AutoZone. I'm up under the car, right? I drained all the fluids, all that stuff, and I'm putting this thing in. And then I hear tires like screech to a halt in front of my house, right? So I'm thinking like, hey, who are these people pulling up? And I look up underneath the car and I see these chloroform shoes. I didn't know what they were at the time, but these chloroform shoes come stepping out of a car. Walk right past me. I'm under the car in the driveway. Just cut a beeline right past me, right to the front door. Rang the doorbell. My mom comes out and Al, these people want to speak to you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was not interested at all, you know, and these were Navy recruiters. There was two of them. It's a GM2 and a YN2. That's who they sent to my house, right? So I kind of poo-pooed it, and then they went away, and then my mom started getting on my neck. She was always on my neck. She was on my neck for about a month. Solid, straight.
About like going and joining.
About going and joining.
She's like, do it.
Relentlessly on my neck, right? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna talk to these people. At least just so you leave me the hell alone about this, you know. And so I went to the recruiter's office, sat down with them, chopped it up, and they said, well, what do you want to do? What do you like to do? I said, I like to work on my car, you know, I like chicken wings, and I like and there really wasn't, and I like to read a lot of books, and there was really no anything else like, you know, this is Georgia, man. It's, you know, there was no no big dreams, you know. It was just, you know, just like a couple of little things and then get on with your life. Hopefully you can find something doing those couple of little things that turn out to make you money. So I said, yeah, you know, I told him what I liked and said, you know what, how about this AECF program? You like electronics? And all that. Well, I did just change the starter on my car, so I don't know if that counts, you know, but I might be able to, you know, look into that. And as soon as I even gave an inch of like, okay,
they had your ass.
They had your boy. They had your boy wrapped up.
So you were saying before we jumped off, right? You came in 2000, right? Mm-hmm. So that you brought this up, right? And I love hearing these stories. I think these stories are very important, right? Mm-hmm. You came in 2000.
Yeah.
A year later, 9/11.
9/11. Yeah.
Right. We're of a time now. You have them on your ship. We've met them. Mm-hmm. Sailors today were not even born.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
They don't realize the impact. I was a sophomore in high school, right, when it happened. Even then, I can't say like I understood the impact until afterwards and until sometime. And really, as we look through the lens of, you know, the 2020 lens is the hindsight lens of everything that has happened since then. We're still understanding, like trying to understand the impact of that and where it's taken the country, you know, today. So can you take us through like your 9/11 experience?
Well, it was I was just a baby sailor at the time. I was out of boot camp. I had gone through my AECF. I did FCA school, and this is the weird thing. I think it's probably changed, but back when I came in, you wanted to go to certain schools for certain NECs. Nah, brother, they told you based on how you did on this test or that test. It's like they watched you and they said, nah, you would make a good one of these. This is what you're going to be under your rating, right? So, okay, so I'm going to be a CWIS tech. And they're like, it's like working on an old car. I said, good. I know that.
Okay.
All right, I know how to work on an old car. So I'm in CWIS C school. I get there sometime April 2001. And, you know, this is Dam Neck, Virginia. So it's still the South. I'm not that. I'm, you know, 5-6 hours from home. And we are getting towards the end of our like time there, right? Our time in C school. We're getting ready to graduate. We had already picked orders to our ships and all this stuff, and we were like raring to go. We're thinking, and the Navy was different. I don't think people understand how different the Navy was, just from a being on base standpoint before 9/11, after 9/11.
Yeah.
Like you could just stroll on the base. No one really check your ID. You know, you could drive your car on the base. No problem, you know. It was easy peasy. You know, it was, you know, watches were easy.
There was no, I always think like there's no AT. There's no anti-terrorism.
There was no anti-terrorism.
Right? Like as we run all these AT drills on the ship, it's like before 9/11, what the fuck was y'all doing?
I mean, they had AT, but it wasn't AT like it is today.
Right.
It was just kind of.
It was just security, right? It was like I mean, that's what I think.
I had one armed dude for like 50 miles back there, but it was the Wild West. So we're in A school. And then it's a Tuesday morning. It was a Tuesday morning, right? We were finishing up. I think we were getting towards the end of transmitter section, and we already had orders for our ships and everything. So we're popping. We're getting ready to take our finals and our final practicals and be out in the fleet, you know. And it's a Tuesday morning. We're sitting there in class, right? And this is East Coast, so you know, here on the West Coast, it was like 6 something in the morning.
Yeah.
Out there, it was 9 a.m. It was 9 in the morning. So we were up. We had been up. Like we were, you know, getting ready, thinking about lunch. Yeah. We're gonna have at the galley that day. And suddenly our lead instructor comes in and he's like, everyone needs to go back to your barracks room right now. Don't stop anywhere. Don't talk to nobody. Everyone go back to your barracks room right now. This is after only one plane had hit, but I guess the word had already started to get around, you know, via message traffic or however things were. I didn't know a lot about this stuff back then. Yeah. But now you think like, they were probably firing off message traffic like everywhere as soon as that first plane hit of what this was. Yeah. So we all go back to our barracks. I was the only one in my there were like maybe 2 of us, but I was only like cool one. I think I was a cool kid that had a TV in his room, right? Because I was living in like the nicer barracks, like the newer ones. this. So I got my whole class, well, most of them, huddling around, and this is a tube TV. You know, this ain't flat panel screen. Nah, brother, we didn't have that yet. We didn't have that yet. This TV took up a dresser, a whole dresser. All right, and so you got my whole class all huddled around this TV, all watching what happened, and then the second plane hit, and the room, you could hear a pin drop in that room. It's like we all kind of knew, like, this is about to make life very different than what we thought. When we woke up this morning, talking about the fleet, talking about going to the galley, what we're gonna have for lunch, which coast, which ports we're gonna see when we hit our first deployment, all that shit is changing. Yeah. All of it's gonna be different now. You know, and then the first tower fell, and the second tower fell, and by that point, we were in such a state of shock. It felt like I was watching a movie. You know, watching it live on my little TV, you know, that, you know, to think about it, like, I mean, we're coming up on the 22nd anniversary of 9/11, and it still impacts me. It still affects me in a way to think that all that happened so fast. It was one morning. Yeah. It was like 9 a.m. the first plane struck. And then by 1, 2 in the afternoon, all hell had broken loose countrywide. No one knew what the hell was going on. Yeah. It was a real shock. And to see that kind of panic, being that young, you know, being as young as I was at that time, to be in the military at that age and then see the panic, I think that's what really set sort of a tone for what the rest of my career was going to be like. And I'm really shocked I've stayed in as long as I have, because things did ramp up in like a weird way. Yeah,
so like, if you want, take us, because I think that's something, it's something that is okay to be missing from today's Navy, today's military, right?
Yeah.
By no means would I ever advocate for war, but when you're in that, right, and like Navy's weird, right, because we're the maritime force, right, besides strikes, right, and aircraft, launching aircraft, we've not been participating as like a war in World War II.
Yeah.
Right? True. And bet your ass it's going to change soon.
Yeah.
Okay?
I believe it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So how do you think that changed you? Like, because you said like that, like everything changed, right? I was in the military then. But the changes happened. As I've told people, like kids nowadays, I've been saying this in a couple of past episodes, right? Like, as I was a kid then, watching it on the news every night, you know, losing 10 Marines, a couple Army guys, you know, whatever it was, losing Americans, right? This damn fucking flies, but losing these Americans every night, and they covered it like so live. And this is again 2001, 2002, 2003, still going strong, and then it kind of started teetering off. But every night it was like, yeah, here's the names of the American soldiers, and I was like, now, in this next one that is to come, like, I was like, just try to imagine, right? Because it's going to be fought by us.
It's going to be live streamed.
Yeah.
It's going to be super covered. It's going to be social media. So 9/11, there was no social media.
Nah.
Could you imagine? The panic would be worse.
Yeah.
If we had social media back then.
Yeah.
Things would have been way worse.
And then just think about, too, like, I keep saying this. People don't want to hear it. But they're going to be like, Lost at Sea USS ship was sunk, or, you know, is MIA. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this ship was sunk and X number of sailors missing, 30 survivors. And like that, I think, is going to hit the American people. I hope it would, right? But in this, you know, kind of desensitized society or society that doesn't care, doesn't want that war, doesn't want to support it, I think, right? That's different. That's a lot different when you're going to be looking at those, like a ship, even just like take a destroyer or something, right? Like you're on 300, 350 or something, right? Yeah. Like if there's only 50 survivors, that's 300 people, boom, gone.
Just like that.
I don't remember any time during the whole, you know, anti-terrorism campaign where there's 300 in a night.
No.
And that's just one ship. Yeah. And we're talking about and this isn't me. I'm not being no war drum people. I'm just like trying to put things in perspective. How, you know, Alex here served and what you went through in that, like, what changed in your mindset going into it, and then what we kind of are going to expect, or you guys, because I'm trying to be retired. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Okay, like, I'm just keep it a buck around here. Okay, I ain't trying to fight that fight. I'm trying to retire. Okay, and y'all young ones that are still hungry and want to get after it, go.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy yourself. You know, get some. But like for you again, like just how did you feel? What change in yourself did you feel after you watched it? Being in the military already.
Well, it did. It made me real mad that when all that went down, and I was sad and angry. And when I got to my first ship, you know, I'm a fire controlman, so they're like, you're gonna go work at CG, because I was a gunnery guy, so you're gonna go to CG, and that was all AT. That's when AT was really starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
So I was expected to get in there and like get in with these GMs and because there weren't a lot of MAs in the Navy at the time. MAs are everywhere right now, but back then, the MA rating was like super small.
Yep.
You know,
I even remember that,
and that was it.
I remember that even when I came in 2004, I was at my first duty station, Signella. There were MA1s that had only been in for like 2 or 3 years because of the amount that it ramped up. Right, and they when you need more MAs and you're gonna flood that rating, you gotta bump them up. And I mean, they're making chief at 6 years. Yeah, and I'm talking about a bunch of them. Right? Yeah. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, that is very much a thing.
So I was all about that anti-terrorism, force protection life. Like I was very eager to be a part of that. Like you know, a lot of folks today go through SRFA, they go to SRFB. Right, they go to B, then they go to A, and then they go to non-lethal weapons. Right. My first non-lethal weapons instructor course, it was 2002. 2002, they were already building curriculum to make sailors better fighters from an AT standpoint, and I was part of the pilot in San Diego for that. Got OC sprayed 3 times in a week.
Damn.
Yeah, brother, it was rough. we got the oil base, we got the water base, and then we got you had oil, you had water, and then there was another one that we got, but the Navy ended up going with like the water based stuff. That's the stuff we use today, but back then they were experimenting with all kinds of things to bump up AT. Yeah, and you know, this is when batons and the vest changed, and then the way we run the ranges, all that stuff all changed, and I was a part of a lot of the buildup of a lot of that stuff at least on the ship that I was on. I mean, everybody across the waterfront, AT was like number one. It was the number one thing. When there were AT drills going on, everything stopped. Everything stopped on the ship so you can run AT drills. It was the number one priority. You know, today,
it competes with 100 other things.
Competes with 100 other things, you know, and that's just the way things go as time goes on. But 9/11 did make me a lot more hungry. It made me a lot more understanding of the AT mission. You know, today sailors, you know, they complain, oh, I got to watch. I got topside, I got this. But back then, like, you wanted to be out there in case some shit. Now, nothing ever happened. Yeah. Nothing happened again. But, you know, you wanted to be out there.
You felt more ready that it could happen.
Yeah. Right. You felt like you had a purpose out there, you know. And over the years, that shit waned. Like,
I mean, I look at I did a tour over on Coronado with those guys, and like, you know, that kind of stuff does rub off, right? Of just, you know, wanting to be ready for anything, right? And it's one of those things that I tell everyone standing in my section, I'm like, hey man, like, you got a gun. Yeah. It's not for fun or for play. Yeah. And so you can use the fucking thing. So like, you have it for a reason. I was like, so like, rule number 1, do you have a plan to use it? Like, if someone comes across there and they want to die, are you ready to fucking sort it out and help them out? And they just kind of look at me like, yo, Chief, you crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, no, for real. Like, I don't want you to, but I also don't want someone coming across here and put my life at risk, because I can't hold a piece everywhere I go. So you up here right now, are you ready to kill somebody? And I think you get a lot of blank stares, just kind of like,
a lot of folks.
What do you mean?
They're not ready for that headspace.
Yeah, and it's most of the time as the Navy, we don't have to do that, right? But like, again, it's one of those. No, you're standing an armed watch. It is for the purpose of doing that. Should it come to it, I don't think people could put those together a lot of times, right? They just think, oh no, I'm standing watching. This is just part of the equipment I have to. Well, you know where the equipment does?
Yeah, you know where that equipment came from?
Yeah.
Like these guys today, they should feel a little bit lucky that they did not have to stand watches the way we had to stand watches when the AT thing because look, it took a while for the AT mission to really catch up to what was going on with uniforms.
Yeah.
Because you out there with the vest and the sidearm, baton, all that, in your whites. That's how it was for years.
Yep.
People's whites were fucked up.
You had that watch standing whites that just was black around the waistline.
The watch standing whites. And you out there in dress shoes, player. Dress shoes.
Yo, that was me. That was me when I was in Hawaii. That's like Hawaii's whites all year round.
Yeah.
I spent 2 years, I guess. Yeah, 2 years in whites. Stand that fucking armed petty officer of the watch.
Yeah.
Because back then, even that was, I say back then, like that was 08 to 2011. Like you had an OD that was unarmed. Your petty officer watch was armed. And you actually had a messenger almost for every watch. Right? And so it was like that petty officer watch was the one armed carrying that piece. Yeah. And now, I mean, and you're on LCS. Now it's like you one motherfucker up there, all alone, unafraid.
Unafraid up there. Just about that action ball.
Yeah.
But a lot of folks are not ready for that. So you're up there on the quarterdeck. You have I'm not going to say Type 3s are the most comfortable uniform. But they're a shit ton more comfortable than dress whites with chloroform shoes on in the heat. Sweating, like, come on now. Rambo didn't wear no damn chloroforms. Like, he ain't got no traction. If something happened, I'm going to be slipping all up in here trying to get the gun out.
Yeah.
But now, you get they got these cool ass, boots that are in rags that you can wear. A lot more tactical, a lot safer, a lot more comfortable. Type 3s, a lot more comfortable. They've gone with ways to make the vest a lot more ergonomic, a lot more comfortable. The belt, a lot more comfortable. We had web belts, man, with the whole, that shit used to be eating into your hip. Now you ain't, now you don't have to deal with that. So they have gotten better, but there's these young guys, and I love them to death. I love their enthusiasm and the way they, I like the way that they, they bring a lot more culture into the Navy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that ability to fight and win, a lot of them are not, and a lot of them will do what they're trained to do, but some of them are not ready for the headspace it takes when you have to, like, even so much as put your hands on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like, well, we got someone in the chat. We got Chili Cheeser in the chat. I don't know if you know who this is. He sounds like he know you. He says, looking good, FCC and MCH in the house. I'm sure that's the ship you're on. You don't have to say it if Manchester, right? Yeah.
Wait, are they watching me?
Somebody watching you right now. Somebody watching you. So, I kind of say, like, ain't no one at this table Billy Badass on this side, at least, on the camera, right?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think as long as you, I'm mentally, like, understanding of it. And I think there's a lot of sailors nowadays, and this is all the way across, right? Like, they're like, no, I came into the Navy to go to college.
Yeah.
You in the wrong fucking business. Like, no, you might want the benefits of college afterwards, and there's some benefits during, but
right now
you're a little confused about.
Now, you gotta get this work.
Yeah,
you gotta get this work.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
the moment, gotta get this work.
Yeah,
What
do you think? Or so that happened early in your career. That kind of takes you through your AT experience and everything like that. As you kind of talked about that. What kind of have you been in San Diego your whole career?
Pretty much, man.
Yeah,
I tried to leave so many times.
Yeah,
tried to leave so many times, and they wouldn't let me leave. And then when it came time for me to want to stay,
now that it's just
they were like, well, we need you to go to this place or that place.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've been here.
Nice.
Lucky, very lucky to have been here for this entire time.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people. Like, people recognize me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Been here two decades, bro.
Yeah.
Over 2 decades, we're still kicking. So.
I've been here now, well, a little bit over. I got here in 2011, so we're going on 12 years. I still find it funny when you call a detailer up, and they're like, well, we want a well-rounded motherfucker. I'm round enough, all right? I be eating and drinking just fine, all right? The stomach is round, okay? Like, I don't need to be well-rounded anymore. Like, I ain't looking for a star. I ain't looking for 2 stars. Don't try to well-round me no more. Like, I have a house. Wife has a job. Kids are in school.
Yeah,
leave me the fuck alone.
Everybody's all right.
early in the career, I'm all for it. I tell sailors all the time, yeah, go get after it, travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got my second class right now. He's from San Diego. He's like from North County. All he does is he wants to be like you.
He's from here?
He's from here. And he's like, I'm good.
Bro,
he's like the best city in the world, San Diego, right? He's like, I don't want to go nowhere.
Can't do it.
He would totally be happy. And he wants to stay in, right? He's like, he joined and he wants to do a career. He wants to be a chief. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but he'd like to do it all while staying in San Diego.
Yeah, that's a home player. My family's all the way on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And they crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm very nice and comfortable right where I'm at. All right, I fly home.
Yeah.
Y'all see me. You get 3 days, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get back. I got stuff to do. You know, not about to have y'all drive me up a wall.
Yeah.
Here. So,
I like 20 years.
I love my family, but
yeah.
Family, if you're listening, I love y'all very much. 3 days. That's it. Just getting 3 days.
That's it. So you're on the way to retirement. Are you on terminal now or anything,
no,
not yet?
I start terminal in about. Hold on, I got a count on my phone.
Yeah.
I start terminal leave in just a few weeks here. My retirement ceremony is gonna be September 20th.
Okay.
And then I'm rolling. You know, I'm gonna probably just sleep for like a straight, like solid, like 2 weeks or something like that, and then decide what I'm gonna do with my life. But yeah, I go on terminal leave in about a month. Yeah.
Congrats. I envy you. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I wish I was starting terminal too. What? Here's I was talking to the old lady and telling her I got new gas and stuff. She said, "Oh, what are you guys gonna do this?" I was like, "Well, I don't know. I never know what I'm gonna do." But here's a classic question, right? Alex now today gets to talk to Alex back there in 2001, right after Alex just watches the towers fall. What are you telling that, Alex?
It's going to be a long road. You're going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. And you're going to witness a lot of mistakes along the way, not just among yourself, not just for yourself or mistakes that you made, but amongst your peers, your commands, the Navy, the country. Like, you're going to see mistakes made. But in the end, as long as you do the right thing, encourage others to do the right thing, everything's going to turn out all right. So, because in my opinion, there are no bad decisions, all right? You make a decision, and then you make it right, all right? So if things start to slide sideways, if you got to stay a little later, make some sacrifices to make that decision, you made the right decision, and that's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. That's what you got to do, because there's no winding the clock back.
Yeah.
So just look forward, move forward, and that's what I would tell myself back then. Just look for it, move forward.
Do you feel that's something like yourself back then didn't know?
Yes.
Yeah?
I lived in the moment. I was a knucklehead back then.
Were we all?
I lived for the moment, Now I have, large adult sons and all that stuff, house, kids, wife, dog, about to transition to another career. It's a lot of projecting forward. I didn't do that a lot. I found myself more projecting backwards back when I was just, because I felt a lot of, like, even when I was young in the Navy, like, I still had a lot of that repressed rage from my upbringing back home in Georgia. Things weren't exactly fun growing up for me, and so I still had a lot of that chip on my shoulder and a lot of that repressed rage. And I just, luckily, only one DRB, only one. All right, 23 years, one DRB, no captain's mast. All right, so I consider myself very lucky. But, and I fixed that with therapy a long time ago. But it is difficult. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback, but it's so difficult to really pick it apart the way you really should, because a lot of people will like to think that they were the coolest and the hippest and the greatest back when they were young, and I was so thin and fine and blah, 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 blah. No one ever wants to wear their mistakes on their sleeve. No one ever wants to admit their mistakes from back in the day. I have no problem. I have no qualms about admitting how many times I fucked up. And I fucked up. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I've made mistakes. Luckily, nothing illegal. All right. Nothing illegal. But, I've done some really stupid things in my life. And I'm not afraid to say that, and I think more people should embrace their mistakes, a lot more often. I think you'll find yourself a better person if you do that.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. That's strong. We had a couple here. We'll add them in. A buddy of mine, I call him T.I., Anthony Ivester. Thanks for watching, brother. We're actually shipmates like seamen in third classes way back, when we first joined. Motherfucker 04 now, doing PAO things, T.I., what up, man? He said, old me is telling young me, you really don't have to try so hard. Like 60% will still make you look like a superstar, and you'll be a lot happier.
Yeah.
Right. And Chili Cheeser, he says he's watching you. I think that's a he. I'm pretty sure he's eating cheese. I don't know. Chili Cheeser, man, let me know who you are.
Who the hell is Chili Cheeser?
I don't know. He said watching you.
I tell you what, they probably don't want to say who they are because they know that with that name, you getting roasted. Like on site, you getting roasted because I want to know where that name came from. I want to know. Chili Cheeser.
Chili Cheeser on YouTube. That's what they are, yeah. And they look like they eating some chili nachos or something. Yeah. So how do you feel about what my boy Anthony says, right, when he says you don't have to try, and he's talking about like work, right? Like 60% will make you look like a superstar. Is that something you would share with younger you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. Because if a lot of the hard work, and I didn't really learn this a lot until I got like way older in the Navy. A lot of your work is going to go unrewarded, and a lot of times, people aren't going to appreciate the work that you are doing unless you're fixing an active problem. All right, they don't. They say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? But that ounce of prevention it's the same. It's the equation is the same for how much attention you get for it. You get little attention for your prevention, but when you're the guy that can step in and fix the problem after it's blown up, so only doing 60%, seems about right.
And don't you think like 60% is really like all the effort a lot of times of the prevention or anything else? Like that's all it really takes.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't take 100% all the time. There and those instances of like, emergencies and stuff, like, yeah, you got to ramp it up. But would you say over your career, like how many times did you really feel yourself full throttle, 100%, all in? And even if you were, how long did that last? I'd say not long, right? What do you think?
Burnout is quick.
Yeah.
I'll say I was about 60% of the time, every time. I mean, yes, there were some 110% days.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, jeez, it's so easy to get burnt out with the monotony of a lot of the jobs that we do. It's the same maintenance check every fucking week, but you got to do it.
Yeah,
it's important. You got to do it. It's getting easy. It's to continue to care about the job. To where that 60% can be enough, but there are some situations where 60% ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
And you can get away with 60% if you have a really good, solid, reliable, like support base between whether it be your work center, your department, your division, or within your command. If you got a good support structure there, yeah, you can get away with 60%. But those are rare. Those are rare. I mean, I'm in a good situation where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
With Crew 214, we got some serious people on this crew.
Nice.
That really care about doing the job and doing it well.
Yeah.
Taking those extra steps, staying late to make sure that these things happen. Constant communications. We overshare at this command. A lot of commands I've been at, you be the last person. Like it's your guy. You be the last person to find out some shit. Here, nah, man. Shit gets overshared. Like phone calls get made immediately. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night that it is. Work gets done immediately. Tags get written immediately. Like if something's making a weird noise, it gets investigated immediately. Like there's no Yeah, that can wait till tomorrow. Oh, that's not my problem. I see a lot less of that on this crew than I have in many of the places I've been in the Navy. So if you're on a crew like the one I'm on now, yeah, 60%. I'm gonna tell you to give it your all. But if you can't give it your all the time, so you're gonna have some 60% days, and I think you'll be okay.
Yeah,
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I kind of I'm really feeling what you're saying, because it's like, especially when you hit around like the if you got the full support in that division or whatever, right? It's kind of like if everyone's giving 60%,
you could be doing pretty well.
You probably can be doing pretty well. And look, you fuckers, I know you're like, no, everyone. Look, shut up. All right, just listen, okay? Like, everyone giving 60 is going to add up to more than 2 people giving 100.
Yeah.
3 giving 10, and a couple 30s in there if you look at it. The other one,
yeah.
Let's see what today feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that goes, you know, that meme where it goes like, I give 100% every week, and it's like I give 10% on Monday and 20 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday's my peak. You get in a full 30, and then but by Friday I ain't even fucking showing up.
Yeah.
Which, trust me, I love an Aloha Friday, right? But I feel what you're saying, because if everyone's at that same level, right, of whatever it is, and whatever their 60% is, it's their full 60 though. Yeah. It kind of like that tide's gonna lift everybody. Yeah. Right. Instead of, like I said, the verse of that, right?
Yeah. And not just a 60, but an efficient 60.
Yeah.
Especially like when you find out people's skill sets and the things they're good at and the things they're not good at, and like this person's good at this thing, this person's good.
That's
at this
an easy 60 for them.
Yeah, that's an easy 60. Tell them to do something that they like, that something they might be interested in, and they can give 60 at that, and I think you'll be all right. Yeah,
I like that. Oh, man, we're gonna have to make some shirts, man. 60%. We're 60% gang. I like it, Alex. 60%. I like it.
6-0 gang.
What so like for your command, right? What do you think is the driving factor of this? Of what you feel? What is the driving factor of that? Because that isn't that I feel that's always the thing, right? A lot of Navy talk here tonight, and we'll get on to some other things, right? But like, that's always a question of a junior sailor, I think, and even us in the mess, right? So we've been to some great commands, great messes, others not so great, others fucking completely shit.
Yeah.
And then you kind of always have that question mark of, okay, what made that one so good? So what do you think is making yours so good right now? Where you feel, and again, I'm not there, right? I just met you. Yeah. I can only take you for your word, right? But like, that's how you're feeling about it. Like, what makes you feel that? What is the driving factor that you can sit back and gloat about how y'all feeling about it?
We have I don't know how the stars aligned to put this group of people together, you know, and I'm not saying it's every single person on the crew, but we got a good solid like 20-30% of the crew that are just great personalities, and everyone meshes together. There's always going to be clashes, but there is a lot of like water off a duck's back with this crew. Like, something bad happens, they shake it off and they just keep going.
Right.
I don't know how it's, you know, I've only been with this crew 2 years. There was a lot of signs of this was the type of crew this was. Yeah. Probably because they had all been together so long. They've been through so much, all before I even got there. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm just happy to be a part of all this, you know, because I'm not going to sit here and just be able to honestly say that I'm the reason why this place is performing good or bad, or if it's performing great and outstanding. Like, I don't have that kind of hubris, but I think that it's a culture. The culture there is what's making it, you know, great. And just like every command, people get tired, they get frustrated. You know, shit changes with the schedule. Shit breaks.
Shit, man.
All the time.
You want to talk about schedule and breaking?
LCS is the place to schedules and breaking. Every day of the week. Those are 2 guarantees in LCS. Schedule changes and shit's gonna break. You know? And it's like, how do you get back on the horse? And this crew has been very good about getting back on that horse every single time. I don't know if it's a fear of failure. I don't know if they're just super happy, glad to be there, but I ain't never seen a group of people work like the way these people work together and communicate and over communicate and try to, you know, tug a tech rep in here and tug an ISCA this way to say, hey, I need you to, could you give me a little advice? Could you hop in here and
just
take a couple of readings on this equipment, make sure that we good, Like it's those little things, and that it really adds up to this one big picture where you end up with a pretty good group of people with a pretty good culture and thing going for themselves. So
that brings me to I have to share this sea story. I was talking about it last night. I released the episode last night, and I said I remember the sea story, and then I said I wasn't going to share it, right? And then I told the audience, hey, if you ask me about this in the comments, right? Because I got to generate those comments right now. If you watching, drop me a comment. Let me know something about yourself, right? Give me a thumbs up, like it. If you've been watching it for more than 10 minutes, you like it. Just give us a thumbs up. Appreciate you. Thanks. But I said, so someone was like, hey, Chief, share that sea story, okay, that you mentioned. And it kind of goes in with what you're saying, right? So earlier this year sometime, we're in the mess. Captain's in there. Captain wants to talk to us, right? Captain asked a question, kind of like, well, where would we rate ourselves as a mess, right? And I look around. He's kind of standing behind me. You know, the mess super small, super right? Tiny. And so I'm like on the inboard. So he's kind of like here, right here. And I got my chair pulled out so I could see him. And he asked, like, where would you guys rate yourselves? Right?
Like, is this like a 1 to 10 scale?
No, well, just doesn't give us a 1 to 10. Just like
are y'all a P?
That are y'all, yeah, like what, like yeah, like kind of like whatever, right? And so I look around, I'm looking, and it's quiet. And I'm like, well, I'm not one to be quiet, right? Like, especially if the captain is asking us a question in our room, right, in our house, right? Because although it is his ship, he still knocks before he enters, right? That's the reverence that the Chiefs mess has to most, right? As long as we can keep it, right? And I said, well, shit, since no one's going to answer, I'm going to say we're a good 5 out of 10. We're pretty mediocre around here.
I mean, right in the middle. Respectable. We call it respectable.
Right. Yeah. Now, the number of looks that I got, right?
For clapping back about a 5 out of 10?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
For being mediocre. I said, yeah, we about mediocre. Since no one else wants to say anything, I'll go ahead and tell you. And he looked at me like, really? I was like, yup. There it is. That's your honest answer there, Captain.
You got to be hard on yourself.
Right. And so it's just kind of like, I know that a lot of, like, there's our previous captain. We have a new captain now. Normal. Change of command, okay? Just make it clear.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, one, that if you're going to ask for an honest answer, I'm going to give you one. Two, that was like, I don't feel the same way you feel about, like, you feel about your crew. I don't feel that the same way about mine. I don't think that we're garbage at all. But the way, like, sometimes the captain talks about a crew, right? I sit back and kind of try to take a really hard objective look and be like, I don't know. I feel like you just kind of gassing us up. Like, I mean, are you sure? Because you don't know, these other things that happen in the P-ways, like that deck plate level, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, so that's why I asked that question of like, what makes you feel like that? Because like nowhere could do we got a good crew? Yeah, we got a good crew.
Yeah.
They get the job done. They've been through a lot of shit like every LCS fucking crew has. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody been through it.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm sure you said you're underway. You're not underway on your ship. You're underway on
Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah, one of them other pieces of shit out there or something, right, that fucking doing their maintenance, doing their zone inspection, wondering, what the fuck is this crew doing, right? And then they'll come back on and they'll wonder, what the fuck did they fucking do to our ship?
They broke this, they broke that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so it happens like, every time.
Every fucking time.
Whenever you turn over a hull, it's always this crew did that or that crew did this.
Yeah.
You know, my philosophy with my guys has always been, well, shit, we got to fix it, If we're coming on and it's broke, and then we didn't know it was broke, and they just tell us, "Well, fuck, we got to fix it." Like we ain't got a choice.
Yeah,
we got to take this thing out. This equipment's got to work. We got to do what we got to do to fix it. And when we're turning it back over, we want to give them, any crew we turn the ship back over to, we want to give them a good product. We want to be like, we want to make it like Serve Pro, like we were never even there, like it never happened, right?
Yeah.
So we want to give them a good product back, and it's like, well, this thing broke the day of turnover. It's like, well, we gotta fix it. Sorry.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah,
sucks. But yeah.
So we got Chili Cheeser again here, Alex. I guess I know him too. He kind of looked familiar in the picture, but I cannot tell. He said the Chili Cheeser has gone out to sea with both of you And the chili cheeser never forgets a golden suppo. So so he definitely know me because I be talking the most shit about like I'm golden suppo. So I can't tell from the fucking
see with both of us.
But with the face, so I don't know who this is, man.
I'd have to see the face.
Hey, well, chili cheeser, I only got one like on this video since you know both of us. Why don't you go ahead and give me a thumbs up?
So I can, I want to check the stream and see if I can see this person's profile picture.
Yeah,
like what do you even look like?
So talk about that. Like, what is your experience? How would you sum up your experience now? Because you're coming to the end, right? Not even of the Navy. I ain't even gonna give that one to you yet. But of this LCS program, because I dog on it bad. I hate this shit. Right? There's so many positives there are for at least for the supply side, right? As a suppo there, right? One, I get my own parking spot. It's beautiful. Whenever we're in port, right? Like I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I fucking love it.
Department head perks,
right? Like
all of us are able.
We was yelling about it the other day in the shop and stuff. I was like, yeah, you're damn right. If I'm gonna have to stay in San Diego and take this shit in San Duty every 3 days, I want a perk. I don't want to have to fucking show up at 5 a.m. to get parking half a mile away and walk. So yeah, I love my fucking little parking spot. I don't give a shit, man. Fucking hate me if y'all want. Hold on, I got a kid with the door open. Hold on. Pause, everybody. Pause. What's up?
Look at the puppy.
Oh, kids, man. Oh, kids.
Gotta love them.
Yeah, they said, are you almost done? Because I don't know if you could hear them or not, but they're like, are you almost done? Because you're just taking forever.
Well, I mean, I am a bit of a talker.
No, I am too.
Tell the kids I do apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They're used to it. Well, we got a little bit of time. That's their first. Wait till they bug me 2 more times or something. Okay. But so like, just like, what is you leaving LCS, leaving the Navy on like this being your last run?
Yeah.
Where would you sum us up at with this LCS program?
Okay.
Especially being the FC because damn.
Well,
Huh? Yes, you can. They got fries. They're good now.
Yeah. All right. So I came in the LCS program in 2010.
Oh.
2010.
You're one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Like you've been watching this dog die for a long time.
I'm one of those day ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit.
Now, not a fan of the design. Okay. Not a fan of the design. Now that independence class, yes, it looks cool. Yeah. It looks cool, right? But the amount of work it takes, just the man, because when I came in the LCS program, the crew was 50 people. Yeah. 50. All right. Now the crew's somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s, which is, a lot more than what we had back then. I mean, I'm talking 50 people. On a good day. I don't know what y'all were fucking doing. Trying to make it. Okay? Just trying to make it through the duty day. Oh my God. And we managed it, but I think in a lot of, and I know a lot of people shit on the LCS program. It's got a lot of flaws. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of things that's got to change from a manning standpoint, from an equipment standpoint, from the design of the ships, the people building the ships, to the maintenance structure with these Met teams, and not having not having enough people on board to actually do the maintenance, and not having this legacy Navy equipment that's going to require some special guy to fly in from Sweden in order to look at this one thing. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, But the sailors on there are probably the best part of it, though. Yeah. Because, look, we're doing our best. We're doing our best all the time. Yeah. If you can make, and I said this when I first originally left the LCS program in 2015, to finally get my first real shore duty, because my first shore duty before that was like split in half with an I-8 Iraq. It was, I left, And they had all these plans to figure out all these issues that had been complained about for over the years and stuff. They had all these plans. They're going to do this, do that. They're going to change this, change that. Well, by the time I came back, well, I'm not even going to say I came back. Okay. This was more of a, you don't have a choice type of situation because just like we're at a certain age, I'm well established here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay here, but I'm willing to geo badge as long as I ain't got to go back to LCS. Well, sorry, buddy. You got those NECs. So
yeah. That's how they get you.
You're going back,
Yeah. Yeah.
And not just back to LCS, back to the same ship I left in 2015. Back to the same ship, because there were people that were on the ship that had just shown up there when I left to go to shore duty. And here I am coming back.
Hey,
I
know you.
Yeah, I'm about to transfer. You were transferring when I was transferring here. Now you're transferring here as I'm transferring out. It's crazy. Full circle, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the way these crews, especially since they've plussed up the numbers, right? I think the crews are faring a lot better than they used to back when I first came into the program. And I'm not saying that the program needs to die, but it does need constant upkeep and fixing. They have to do something about getting enough people in here. Because we all know about reclamas. Well, you gotta have some depth at the bench. And how do you build that depth at the bench? You gotta incentivize these sailors to want to come in and be part of the program. I was asking as early as 2012 at a Commodore's call about when they were asking about ways to improve the program. I said, well, we should probably institute like some sort of an AIP or something like that to get sailors to entice these sailors to come in here and stick around in the program for a while. A couple extra $100 a month. It ain't gonna break the Navy, but it could very well save this program.
Yeah.
But the AIP just never became a thing. I don't know if they didn't want to pay for it or what, but I even to this day, I still think that LCS could probably still be one of the more viable, vibrant programs in the Navy if you can get enough people into the ranks.
Yeah, I think you need a solid crew of 100.
A solid crew of 100, yes.
Right, and that's not including air debt.
Nope.
Right, which then you have to find out berthing for them.
Yep.
When
that's going to require
right.
That's going to require redesigning of the ship.
Right.
Which means because you're on a independence class just like me. Okay, that ordnance bag where it's at with those with you got Ox 3 and Ox 4 right there, right? They need to blow that wall out, extend it. You don't need that much mission bay, player. That mission bay too big. You don't need that much. Give us some more berths.
Especially when that mission bay is what mission are we running out of there?
The most important asset on these LCS ships right now is flight deck.
Yeah,
because you can put 2 birds down there.
You could
and run a whole thing out of there. You don't need the ship to be 80% mission bay. Give some of that up to more berthing and room for more equipment, more server racks, more things to spread that network out.
Yeah.
To get away from node 1 and node 2 and node 3. Let's go to 5 nodes. Let's open this thing up and then put your ordnance mag somewhere else, or you leave it in the same spot. Just slide that Joan back 20 frames.
Yeah.
Just bring it back 20 frames. And then that'll open up a lot more room for more sailors, more equipment, more open berthings, better quality of life, And I think that would improve things. It's gonna cost a lot of money. And the program already has a really bad rap.
Yep.
Not just on the waterfront, but in DC.
Yeah.
So getting that money to make those improvements is probably very far off. They're already talking about decomming so many of us.
Yeah. So many have already been decommed, right? More LCS have been decommed, it seemed like, in the last 2-3 years than any other ship, except for maybe you could go cruisers or something. Yeah. But they've already served 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And Coronado got a good 10?
Yeah.
Or some, you know what I mean? Is this for real? Someone got to give it. I've given my take a lot on it. I agree in some parts, right? The design. Hold on. What's up? Okay, I'll be right there. Okay. Just, I'll be there. It's fine. Just leave it. It's fine. They spilled some water or something. It's just water. The dog will lick it up.
It's just water, yeah.
Like, but yeah. So it's like the design of it. I get seasick like a motherfucker, so bad. Like, and we all know like there's problems that we don't have to get into specifics, but like we start rocking a little bit, I'm out. Really? I'm in my rack. Yeah. Wow. I cannot take it. And it's inside. It's just inside like the P-ways, like main deck, first level, everywhere where I work.
Really?
Yeah. If I get topside or whatever, or even on the bridge, I'm fine. I can see everything. I can see us moving.
Yeah.
I feel fine. Yeah. As soon as I get down inside, like the pressure, the fucking like claustrophobic, everything, like, and it's not so much always just the swaying back and forth. Yeah. It's sometimes when it's like shaking. And it does that gyrate tilt-a-whirl fucking circus ride, like that shit is. And I'm like, man, I've thrown up plenty of times. I've told myself, hey man, you know what it is. He's like, yeah, I'll get you if I need you. I'm like, yeah, man, like, there's some shit that need to be taken care of. Take care of it. I'll stop in, before and after meals real quick. To check on things, right?
If anybody's eating.
Right. And then it'll be like, I wake up for whatever, department head or XO call or anything. I get up for that, make sure I'm there. With that vein, like, it's like, somebody, I'll be all right. Let's just finish this up,
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. But, yeah, I going back to what you're saying, like, some AIP, some extra money.
Yeah.
In the selfish thought of myself, right? I think for suppos, because we're hurting out here. Yeah. People don't want to go to LCS. They'd rather go to a carrier where their chances of making 8 are a lot better.
Yes, that's
or
true.
A destroyer, right, where they got the sailors and everything. True. Like, they need to make it A2P, right? They advance to pay grade.
That's true. Yeah,
right? I think that would probably work for a lot of those of the khaki rates, right? It's something for like CS is very minimal, right? Yeah. But like there should be something there. Yeah. For them, like for everyone there, right? Yeah, like there's got to be something, man, because and it's just, and for me, I look at it from my view. I'm like, okay, so I'm a department head, cool, right? The parking spot's nice. After that, there's no other perk. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's zero fucking perks in this title or job. Okay, what that I have to do all this other work, right? Which one I don't have to do that much work, honestly. Yeah. It's all taken care of with the building, right, over at LSC, but like. You want me to do all the chief work. Yeah. And then you want me to go do your department head work. Yeah. And then you want me to go to all these dumb fucking meetings I don't want to be at or that have nothing to do with me. Yeah. But since I'm a department head or all right, well, you're not a department head. Well, since I'm the DLCPO, okay, well, you're not a DLCPO. Well, then since I'm an LCPO, like there's no coverage. There's no like, hey, where's the other supply khaki that could be like, I need you covered down for this. I got something to go take care of. Every other department, you could be like, hey, somebody go to that today. Yeah. Brief it up.
Yeah, just do like a round robin.
Yeah, right.
Look, brothers, sisters, I got this plan of the week. We know which meetings are happening on which days. Yep. I need you to go to that one, you to go to that one, you to go to that one. Yeah. You go to that one, and I'll go to this one. Spread it out. And it always got to be the one person staying for the right. Well, you're departmental LCPO. Come on, you gotta stay for every late meeting. Like, nah, player. Yeah. Y'all need to get some of this too. Yes. Because guess what? I ain't gonna be the departmental LCPO forever. Right. At one point, it's gonna be one of y'all. Right. So except on my end, spread the love. I ain't got no love. Yeah. I ain't got shit. They're like it's even like, brother, they'll be like, not envy your position. They'd be like, hey, we're doing of the quarter boards. DLCPOs be there. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm tired of doing it. I've done the last 10. I got some shit I need to take care of. Someone else needs to do it for me. Well, you're not going to have representation for your department then. That's fine. The package is tight. Yeah. Okay? Like, the package is tight. I'm not worried about it. If y'all telling me that you can't go in there and get my dude a fair shake because I'm not there. Especially on LCS. Everybody know everybody. Yes. You know who's putting it in. You know who's putting in work and who's not. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Across all departments, you know who's doing what. What's up? I don't know where he went. I don't know. We'll have to start wrapping up.
We get going.
Yeah.
Alex, we have definitely do this game, bro. You've been a great guest. I appreciate you, man. I think we got a lot more to talk about. We didn't even get into the post-Navy and everything you want to do there, what you're looking at, and everything like that.
I got a lot to say about Iraq. I got a lot to say about working at the brig.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a lot to say about my post-Navy life, what I plan to do next. So yeah, let's set up a part 2.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll be able to do that by the time I'm about to push out the door, and I know you about to push into your couch. You know,
but you know what? I live locally. I don't plan on going anywhere.
All right.
I'll probably be moving Diet Coke at Costco. Okay. All right.
Yeah, brother. We're gonna definitely do the again. I appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little bit. And again, keeping my dreams alive. We had one last guest, Red Eye Rich. Yo, Richie, what's up, bro? That's my homie from deployment. Everyone that stopped in and left a comment or a thumbs up, appreciate you. Thank you. Don't forget, check us out on Facebook, on Instagram. Right now, if you check this out for more than 30 seconds, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like it, subscribe it. If it touched your heart, share it with someone else so it can touch their heart too. Don't forget, for more information on how you can support the podcast, please visit us at anchor.fm/Bravo Zulu podcast. The information, views, and opinions expressed in this podcast are only myself and my guests and the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the DOD, DON, or those of the respective institutions or organizations. Thanks for joining us.